Good morning, YouTube. This is Chuck Reynolds. I want to welcome you back to my channel, and if you're not coming back and you're new, welcome to you also. What you're looking at here is a 3-fan cooler unit, and an interesting story with this cooler unit. A YouTube subscriber of mine who lives in Arizona got this somewhere they were tearing down for a broken unit or whatever. Anyhow, he ended up with this and asked me if I wanted it, and I said yes. And he put it in a secret spot for me. And it's 48 State Prospecting is his channel name. Check him out. He'll appreciate it, I'm sure. So then, yeah, this cooling unit is what we're going to be working on in various different ways. There's a lot of aluminum. And let me show you here, there's a lot of copper. The copper coils here. Copper over here, yellow brass. Like I said, lots of aluminum. And so we'll start tearing this apart. I don't know what's going to happen today. I've got too many other irons in the fire again, as usual. So anyhow, give me a little bit. We'll see what we're going to do. Okay, guys, I'm going to get these fan covers off, and hope you don't get too much glare because I don't have a hat on today, and I'm going to a different barber and I have no hair now, so anyhow. Well, those were easy. Well, that's not easy though. Thanks for that. There we go. That's what we needed. Genuine plastic. These are genuine steel. That's good. Steel is good. Ooh, that's not good. That one. Oh, it's broken. It's okay. Yeah, that one's leg broke off here, and it's behind that blade. There we go. We don't care, do we? That's two. And this one's busted all apart also, so. Get to that. Well, we got most of them. We got one nut I'm going to get. And we'll get that with a hand wrench. So I'm not bleeding yet. We're doing good. Okay, so we're going to try to get these from one of a vendor. Word these case bolts out of here. So that's pretty good. Of course you don't want to come out. Nice steel bracket. That'll go there. So now that's loose from that end. Let's hit some of these. Put the hammer down too quick. Put the hammer down too quick. Let's see. Okay, so you can see that one bolt. And if you can't, too much minding stuff right there. What I'm going to try to do with this 3-pound is that. How about that? Got stuff falling apart everywhere now, so. Okay, so we got that one out. I'm almost ready to call it for the day, so give me a break here. All right, guys, so there's just a set screw and this fan blade, and I got those two done already. There's nothing to it. I wasn't going to show you, but then I had to change my mind. Here's me changing my mind. Maybe zoom in a little bit. And those fan blades are all bent, so they're basically no good for anything anyhow. So you might as well just bend them more to get them out of here. Like I said. Come on. 3 for 3. Okay, so we got all the easy stuff done. Mount for the motor goes through here. It's slotted, and this cover should pull up off of. Well, not that one, or that one. But anyhow, that's where we're at. All right, so what you got here is the 3 fan blades. These are just sheet aluminum, and you notice the center's gone. I got the centers here. Out of these two, they come out really easy. The reason I'm taking these out is these are cast. These centers are cast. So we'll take this one over on the anvil, and I'll show you how we're going to take it apart. Same way as I did the last one, or 2 or 3. Take this out on the old anvil. This is a real cheap old anvil. It's had its lots of use. So what we're going to do is put that collar in the hole, and we don't care if we bend these. So, like you. And this is a 2-pound ball peen, and we'll see if we can't drive it out of there. Without getting the drift stuck. That happens. So we'll get the collar out of here. There we go. Said we'll get the collar out of here. There we go. There that is. There that is. So that's how easy that happened. Okay, so this unit's pretty beat up, as you can see. You know, down here the casing's all caved in and bent and ripped and tweaked everywhere. So I'm going to try something. We're going to use my electric shear. And in places where I can't get to the bolts and whatnot, like right here, I don't know, it's pretty thick. I'm hoping this shear will cut it, so we're going to try it here in a couple of places and try it and see if it works. This isn't a real good shear, by the way. It's a Harbor Freight shear. I've had it for years, and it usually does a good job. Let's see, where are we at here? Let's see if we can maybe start over here. Try an easy one first, or easier, or whatever. What I'm after is right here going to this bolt, so. Well, so much for that. thought was good, but like all plans change. So, that being the case, we'll get another tool to do this. I could almost get that out of there. Not quite. So, be back. Okay, so my hand shear didn't work real good. So something that has always worked for me is my DeWalt 4.5 inch angle grinder. With a cutoff wheel, a 4.5 inch cutoff. It doesn't like aluminum a lot, but it will do the job. So let's give it a go about here. So all we gotta do is relieve the pressure on this stuff. Let's get through over here. So this will do two things. This will have my aluminum is going to be cut up in smaller pieces, which I have to do anyhow, so why not? Let's see, where are you going to be out of the way? Oh, here's another piece here. That doesn't feel like aluminum. It feels like steel. Out of here. I had a magnet over here and I can't find. This feels too heavy to be aluminum, so let me get one of my magnets and I'll be back. As I suspected, this piece that was holding the cable is steel, so that'll go in a different pile. That's the only difference it will make. But this, the angle grinder will work to do what I'm trying to do, to get the motors out, to get the frames off the motors. And then we'll get to the core, get the copper out, the aluminum out. So it's a big job, but we can do it. Maybe back in a little. I suspected the fan motors are plug-in. We got this one out. Right here. Just a little 3-prong, and so we'll have this wire cage to take off, which won't be a big deal. More steel. The shell of the motor is steel. I'd like to believe there's copper in there, but no guarantees at this point. So we'll keep going here, and I'm going to cut away this next motor. And we'll see what happens. I'm going to do this next motor here. I started already. I cut another piece of the aluminum shrouding here. Okay, now I'm working. You see, I'm bleeding now. Okay, now we're good. Let me see. Edge of the rack. Stay there. Now the really mangled one. So. Ring. Let's see, we'll get that out of there because it's leaking. Another motor. Another piece of aluminum. We're gone. All three motors are out now. All of this here is the wiring. It's kind of plug and play, 3-prong, 120 volt stuff. So all the wiring that I've found, I've got out. So we're going to go down to the other end over here now, and right about there. See what kind of damage we can inflict on that. Okay. I think we're about ready to do some damage here. So I've got my trusty pair of dikes here to cut some of these lines, because these are all solid. And these I've cut, actually I've cut 2/0 and 3/0, these, hand cut them, if necessary. And hopefully pull some of this stuff through. Like that. Like that will cut. Cut them down here. There we go. Just do it now. That way you can deal with them. Not bad. That's loose, this is loose. All the lines aren't loose. Okay, I think that's where I want to be. Let's see. Decided I wanted to be comfortable doing this, so I brought a chair. So, give her a go. Okay. A little bit of brass, a little bit of copper. Be nice. Okay, so that's how I'm going to do it. If I can get back to the camera. And I'll cut that top edge off and be back. Alright, so you can see some of the copper and brass here. This is all copper here, all the little pieces. And that is off of right here. Right here now I've got to lift this up to cut that edge right along the, I'm going to call it evaporative cooler. And we got brass here, and we got copper here, and we've got aluminum everywhere, and steel. So I'm going to work on this housing a little bit, try to get it off next. Give me a little room to work. I'm going to try to get the rest of this case off, so I don't have to fight with it. There's a lot of screws in a lot of places. And if you ever get a chance to get one of these, get one of them. It's extra long, and you can get in places you normally can't. So. Screw down there. Is there? Yeah, that's one. Yeah, this is mangled pretty good in a lot of places. It makes things a little hard, but it's never impossible for anybody who scraps. Never. Whoops, it fell off. Okay. Well, not special. See, now on this end I could do what I wanted to do before. Just go right down this edge after I take this off. Okay. Okay, so you look closely here. This is the, we'll call it the electrical panel for want of a better word. And this was a lip, and it was bent over this way, and I straightened it and cut it off with the angle grinder. It's got a little screw. It's aluminum with a metal screw in it. I'll tap this back some more to get it flat, and I'm going to try to do it cut these off with the reciprocating saw. Or a lot, whatever way you want to look at it. Let's see, that's there. I need room for that. Okay, let's see what happens. What's the worst can happen is it doesn't work, right? So let's. Well, not good. I must have used this battery for something else, huh? So I found the other battery. It was in the strip meister. If you saw my other video with my strip cable, that's where it was, and that's where it is right here. And this is the little half-size battery. This is the full size. And if you're asking yourself why are you cutting those off, this is copper going through here, and what we'll do after we get all these ends off, we'll take a knife and we'll cut right on top of this, and we'll strip all this aluminum away, and that aluminum will go in an aluminum bucket, obviously, but then we can pull these out. So we'll have all that extra copper there. That's the plan. Remember what I said about plans? They're made to be changed. Oh yeah, that's got some oomph. That's three. Only a million to go. Not quite long enough. Come on, get in there. There you go. Gotta talk to it. Need a longer one, I think. Come on, come on. Usually it goes easier than that. I can't get to it. Where that one went. Nope, I can't get there. I don't think I've got a. If I can go upside down. I need a longer blade. That's what I need. That's what I need. There it is. If I was a blade, where in the heck would I be? Maybe it's in my other reciprocating saw. I just keep saying I have another one. Well, here it is. It's an old Black & Decker. He's probably right at 40. And it's got all kinds of blades in here. So we're good to go. I get a long blade in now. Let's see what happens. This is a little piece of the aluminum off the housing. And the only thing about these, now you could cut this with a reciprocating saw, but you got dust and dirt everywhere, and it's just a mess. And the blades will hang up in this, and then you got a problem. So this is, it just bites it, it takes off. It doesn't like lips. So that's why I've done this. I've smashed the lips down, so let's see, where are we? Right here. Pretty quick, pretty mess-free. So anyhow, thought that would be interesting to see. If you ever get a chance to get one of those, they put those on sale for literally nothing. And they'll be off. It's too big for the bucket. So 3 nuts, whatever size those may be. Okay, we'll have to cut this up too, so locks. Nice. This leaves me a motor there. Vacuum strip. You say this goes pretty quick. All this has gone really quick. Maybe with the exception of the aluminum housing. Alright, like the sign says, if you like this video, give it a thumbs up, share with a friend, subscribe, ring the bell for future notifications, give a great comment, and come back soon. And you guys stay safe out there and stay blessed.